Hello, my magical friends. Welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new here. Today, I will be finally analyzing the Kingdom Hearts Missing Link teaser trailer. This is actually my second attempt at making this video because I kind of messed up the recording the first time around, but better late than never, am I right? Also, I'm sorry I didn't upload a reaction. I actually have zero willpower. But I promise you, if I had recorded at like 5:30 a.m. the day the trailer dropped, you would have gotten straight silence because literally 0.001% of my brain was functioning at the time. So yeah, I'm hoping this analysis video makes up for it. And honestly, this is my first time analyzing a trailer, so bear with me, I guess. I'm going to be analyzing the trailer in parts so that my thoughts don't get too mixed up or convoluted. First, I'll talk about the new dialogue and voice lines, then the new characters, and lastly, any visuals of interest that I thought was worth bringing up. And then at the end, I'll share my closing thoughts. Okay, so let's talk about this dialogue.
他ならぬ君がこの世界に目覚めたのは漆黒の空に美しく歪んだ星の降る夜だった。
On the night that you open your eyes in this world, the stars, beautifully distorted, rain down from the pitch black sky. So it seems our narrator, Sigurd, is back. The line here is a bit different than the one in the reveal trailer. Last time it was the night you awoke in this world, the stars shone contorted in the pitch black sky. And there's really not much of a difference, but we do get the added context of a meteor shower. So this line is most likely referring to player who ends up washed up on the beach at night after falling out of the sky. One of the things I find interesting about this line is the stars beautifully distorted part. We're going to hear distortion a couple more times in this trailer, so there's definitely some significance here. Why are the stars distorted? Does this mean the worlds are distorted? That's a little concerning. But another thing I find interesting is that player's arrival to Scala parallels Kairi's arrival to Destiny Islands after her world fell. They both arrived during a meteor shower, and more than likely, Kairi was also found on the beach. I can't really say if there's any actual connection here between player and Kairi, but I think it's worth noting because meteor showers and falling stars, both literally and symbolically, are used throughout the series.
流星が確認された海岸線を調査していたら、
まさか漂着者？
We were searching the coastline where the falling star was observed. Okay, so we have our first new voice. This could be the red-haired character we see later, but given that he says we, there were probably more characters at the scene. But this line just provides more context on how player was found that night. During the meteor shower, they saw a shooting star land in the vicinity and went to check it out. Then you're a drifter? Another new voice. Not much to say about this one, but I'm assuming that a drifter would be considered someone who just goes from world to world, or maybe someone who's just been displaced from their home world. Since the previous line is cut off, I'm assuming this is some group conversation discussing the details of our sudden and strange arrival. Okay, now we have a group of voices. Kind of creepy, not gonna lie. But them probably refers to player, and as a complete stranger who came out of nowhere, they're probably wary of us. And I guess if we don't do as we're told, we're gonna be in some trouble. Obviously, the founders must be in charge of Scala. I do kind of wonder what kind of people the founders are. When I think of founders, I'm thinking of people who would have been around when Scala was first built, but since Ephemer is like dead at this point, I'm assuming those people would probably be dead too. Unless they are meant to be descendants of those people, or maybe it's just a title for the leaders of Scala. But yeah, I'm guessing the founders function as some sort of council and or law enforcement.
君の心を試すのにちょうどいい任務もあるし。
I think I have just the right mission to test that heart of yours. I'm pretty sure this is the same voice who talks about searching the coastline. Like I said before, we're a stranger to these people, they don't know where we came from, so they probably want to test us to ensure we're not some sort of threat.
アストラル界へ赴き、ハートレスの討伐を行います。アストラル界は無と有とがつながる世界。
The Society's Keyblade wielders travel to the astral plane to defeat Heartless. The astral plane is a world connecting existence and non-existence. So this line is voiced by our new silver-haired girl. The astral plane is a thing now, and it's based off of our real-world locations. Cool. Based on the definition they give us, I'm assuming this place connects reality, KH reality, I mean, and unreality. But this makes me think what kind of place the final world is. We know the final world can be accessed by both sides, so is the final world part of the astral plane, or is it a separate location? Since Missing Link is the Forgotten Era, maybe the final world is just another name for the astral plane. And here's another new voice. Once again, this emphasizes the founders as the leaders of Scala and all the societies probably answer to them. I'm guessing they meant they should have told the founders first before going to find us on the beach.
単なる歪みなら俺たちが来る必要はない。
Didn't think we were here for any old distortion. I guess distortions are somewhat common occurrences, and the player's arrival was mistaken for some sort of special type of distortion. I'm also assuming that distortions are not good, and they have to be dealt with. Honestly, this makes me think about the space-time distortions in Pokemon Legends Arceus, so they're probably using a similar concept here. In an interview, Nomura mentioned how the reason for Emblem Heartless appearing in past worlds will be explained in Missing Link, and distortions are probably a part of that explanation. But why are these distortions even happening? It probably has something to do with the Book of Prophecies, or maybe because there are certain people out there who are meddling with time stuff.
マガツ星はどっちだ？
Which one's the Calamitous Star? This line is just interesting. I'm wondering if the Calamitous Star refers to a certain person or a world, and how this person or world could bring disaster. Maybe the Calamitous Star is something that is mentioned in the Book of Prophecies.
錆びたキーブレードか。
A rusty Keyblade. Mind if I take a look? This is in reference to Player's Keyblade, which happens to be an upgraded version of the Starlight Keyblade.
見せてもらってもいいかい？
異世界の記憶のかけらはとても貴重で、結社間で奪い合いになることもあるんですよ。
These fragments of memories from other worlds are precious to us. Societies are always trying to keep each other from getting their hands on them. So we know from a past interview that there are two societies, the Society of Heirs that carries Ephemer's bloodline, and the Society of Non-Heirs that do not carry Ephemer's bloodline. I kind of had the impression that there are more societies than this, but maybe there are divisions within those societies. But the fragments of memories are represented by the figures or pieces, as they seem to be calling them, we use in combat, and it's very interesting that these memories consist of characters that shouldn't even exist yet. I'm guessing this also has something to do with the Book of Prophecy's ability to project things from the future. So why do societies care so much about these memory fragments? It seems they must be competing, probably to avoid one society from becoming more powerful than the other.
ここは光と闇、夢と歪みを持った多層都市スカラ・アドカエル。幕が上がり、物語が始まる。それがやがて失われる空白の歴史だとしても。
This is a city of light and darkness, dreams and distortions, the metropolis of Scala ad Caelum. And so the curtains rise and the story begins. The story of the blank era, one that will eventually be forgotten. Okay, our narrator is back, who again we know as Sigurd. This line is also different from what is in the reveal trailer. It doesn't even mention the remembered and the forgotten part. But because of how they're pairing up these opposites, light versus darkness, I guess this means dreams are the opposite of distortions. Now, with respect to dreams, I'm not really sure how to define distortions, but it's interesting that they're contrasted. Also, with Scala being a city of light and darkness, it reminds me of how unreality is ruled by neither light nor darkness. Could Quadratum be related to Scala in some way? I don't know, but the juxtaposition is worth pointing out. Okay, so let's talk about our new characters. So first, we have our player character. I'm pretty sure this is player's default design. Once we get our hands on the game, we'll be able to customize our player the way we want to. And just to let y'all know, I am determined to be the cutest bitch in Scala, okay? Also, Kingdom Hearts characters and basic eyelashes, no such thing. Like, look at this. Eyelashes stay thick. Also, personally, I really like the Victorian style outfits. I think they're kind of cute. Okay, next I want to look at these two guards at the gate. I don't really have much to say about them. I don't think they're major characters, but the red versus blue color of their outfits are interesting. Maybe the colors are associated with certain ranks or certain societies. And then we have a silver-haired girl with the bluish green eyes. I don't know who this girl is, but I love her already. Based on her appearance, I think she could be a descendant of Ephemer. I can't say that concretely because we have yet to see if having silver hair is indeed indicative of carrying Ephemer's bloodline. We know that eye color isn't necessarily. I don't know, but we'll see. Her hairpins kind of remind me of Strelitzia. I don't think that really means anything, but I wanted to point it out. And we also see her wearing a red uniform. It's similar to the one the red haired guy wears, which could mean they have the same rank in whatever organization they're in. Since she's providing us with exposition, she'll probably end up being a guide for a player and potentially one of our primary companions. Also, I don't think this is Kyrie's grandma. In Birth by Sleep, she's probably roughly the same age as Xehanort, and Xehanort hasn't been born yet. So, there you go. And then next, our red haired character here. I don't know if I can get the frame with his face. Okay, well, this is enough. Okay, so here we have red-haired guy. Now, based off of his appearance, he looks like Kyrie, with the red hair and blue eyes. But I'm not gonna lie, like first impression, he did also remind me of Sora. I know Kingdom Hearts characters all look similar to some degree due to the style, but he just has a Sora face to me. And they have pretty much the same eye color too. I actually posted some comparisons on Twitter for reference, and like I think you could see it. But again, this could just be misleading. He could be related to someone else, or maybe not even related to anyone important. Who knows? But since bloodlines are a main topic in Missing Link, we'll probably see some ancestors of our main cast of characters. Just who will it be is the question. Otherwise, what will be the point in emphasizing bloodlines? It'll probably have some connection to future revelations. But other than that, Redhead Guy is one of the people who finds us on the beach, and I'm sure he'll also be another one of our primary companions. And lastly, we see Brain at the end. We don't get to see his face for whatever reason, Vincent Valentine type shit. There's not much to say about him right now, but I am curious to know how much interaction we'll actually have with Brain and what kind of role he'll have here. Maybe he has something to do with this era being forgotten. Who knows? We shall see. Okay, so let's now talk about everything else in the trailer. So, one thing I want to talk about is Player's Heart Station. On Player's Heart Station, we have Scold, Ephemer, Chirithy, the Missing Link symbol, the Foretellers, and Daybreak Town in the background. Since the player doesn't have a canon appearance, this makes sense. And then another area of interest, this right here. I still can't figure out what this place is, and why is there a big ass chasm in the center? Like, what is down there? Someone mentioned how these could be doors to other worlds. Maybe. I don't know. But with all this construction, and it looks like pipes are leading down into the chasm, it's very strange. Oh, and someone on Tumblr mentioned how this looks similar to a panopticon. I think that's how you say it. I'm not really familiar with this sort of thing, but it does kind of look like one. And then something else I found interesting, this gate. So the entrance with the two guards has some sort of gate made out of beams of light. And then there's another gate right behind it, which is a strange security system. I also think as soon as we pass through the gate, we talk to the silver-haired girl, since we can see the gate in the background right here. And then this tunnel thing. In the shot, we see player moving through this swirl of air, I guess. This might be how we reach the astral plane, but who knows? And also, the dark side that just shows up out of nowhere. So we see a dark side here, and dark side should not be here. I'm assuming this dark portal is probably what they mean by distortions, and we could see similar portals during the gameplay sections. So I think it's right here, and yeah, here as well. So I think these are the distortions. Okay, and another thing. Our Keyblade. It's rusted. But yeah, here we have our rusty Keyblade. I guess you could say this symbolizes our transition into a new lifetime. Since we do get a new Keyblade, I'm wondering what happens to this one. So also in the trailer, they show us the town areas. If you look in the background here, let's see, let me see if I can get a better shot. Okay, here we go. If you look in the background here, you can actually peep the silver-haired girl. So yeah, she'll definitely be around a lot. And I remember seeing a post about how the tables in the cafe have the same design as some tables in New Scala. I was going to boot up KH3 and explore Scala again to see if I can spot anything of interest, but I'm lazy. I'm sorry. Oh, and the emblems on a couple of their backs are pretty interesting. They kind of look like the Dream Eater symbol, but not quite. I'm assuming that a specific group of people wear this emblem for whatever reason, since I didn't find anybody else with it. That's why I'm a bit skeptical about there just being two societies. But who knows? Maybe it's just a brand or something. And lastly, Muggles. Yes, the Muggles are back. I mean, there's no reason for them not to be back, but they're here. So I guess they'll be running the item shops. Okay. Dang, I'm trying to get it right. Okay, here, no. Okay, here we go. The door. It's the door. So far, we've only seen this door used by Sora and Roxas. It looks different to me, like the color is different. And I don't know if that's just because it's on mobile or what, but it's definitely the same door because of the design. So yeah, maybe there's a connection between player and Sora. I know some people don't like the idea of player reincarnating into Sora, but I think it still aligns with Sora just being an ordinary boy. Like, we are players us, we're just ordinary random people, and we're Sora. So it's really not a bad idea. Not to me, anyway. I also think Sora is still his own separate existence from player, mainly because Nomura said in an interview that specifically the blue robe figure at the end of Dark Road is the vessel in which the player has started their second lifetime on. Instead of disappearing completely, the heart just melts into another person. So to me, the player is using this body as a vessel rather than just starting a whole new life, because if that's the case, that could explain why player just doesn't restart life as a baby. It's probably similar to how Lushu body hops. Lushu doesn't die, he just goes hijacking another vessel. Or like how Eragus's heart went to Terra after he was struck down. Or how Yazora's heart was replaced by another. So yeah, this probably needs a lot more discussion, but I just want to make the point that I still think that Sora can be his own person, his own existence, despite the possibility of him being another reincarnation of player. And then we have this beautiful CG. Obviously, this is where the missing link Twitter banner came from. Nothing more to say about it. It's just pretty as fuck. And then there's a shooting star,
騎士だとしては
which is probably us, player. That's us. And that's really it. Coming 2024. Nice. 2024 will be here before we know it. They probably won't give us a release date until they get the beta tests in order and they implement more feedback. But my guess is spring 2024, but like on the cusp of summer, so like May or something. I would definitely prefer to go outside fighting Heartless in warmer weather. Also, no North America beta test yet. I'm sorry to myself. I wish I could register right now, but oh well. We'll get our turn. It's okay. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the trailer. Now, for my closing thoughts, the game looks great. To me, anyway. It definitely looks a lot better than it did in the reveal trailer. Obviously, because everything's out of context, I can't make concrete conclusions, but here are some things that I speculate. Since bloodlines are going to be covered in this game, so far, initially, I'm thinking that red haired guy could be related to Kairi, or even Sora, because I don't know, my intuition is not allowing me to let go of that possibility. And silver haired girl could be related to Riku. I said in my last video that I believe Riku is a descendant of Ephemer, and I genuinely believe we'll get more evidence of that or a reveal by the end of the game's story. There's really nothing in the trailer that pushes this theory forward, not until we figure out who the silver haired girl actually is, but I'm holding on tight, okay? I'm dying on this hill, and you will have to rip this theory from my cold, dead hands. And yeah, I can't just conclude things just based on similar appearances, I know, but everything is connected. It's in the reveal trailer, and it shows us the scene where baby Riku sees the lock on the door in the secret place. So, I mean, I'm just looking forward to how all this plays out. And I would like some answers to my very pressing questions. But yeah, that's it for this analysis. I'm going to leave now and wallow in my Kingdom Hearts brain rot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!